Good morning, sir. My name is Christy from MC Unit. Please, can we meet you, sir?
Thank you, Christy. My name is Engineer Kadiri, the acting SPM Distribution and Market Operations of the Presidential Task Force in Power.
Thank you. Sir, please, can you brief us on what distribution is all about?
Right. Power distribution actually is at the tail end of the power sector value chain. Starting from the fuel to generation, transmission, and distribution is the interface point within the sector and the customers. At this point, that is where the distribution of electricity from the downstream substation to the customers take place. And also it can also be described as the backbone of the sector, in the sense that all the revenue collection at this point is what is basically used to fund the sector in terms of market obligations.
Thank you. So please, can you throw light on load distribution or load shedding in the power sector or in the distribution sector?
Load shedding. Load shedding basically arises, if you permit me, in layman language, as a result of a shortage or inadequate availability of electricity to be distributed at the downstream. What that means is that if you have a scenario where the load demand by the customers downstream is more than the load that is available at a particular substation, then you might have to go into load shedding. What that implies is that since you don't have adequate supply to give all the customers downstream a particular substation, you might have to give some at a particular time, and also why others will not get at that particular time. So what that implies is that it is an on and off situation for the customer. Customers that experience load shedding may not be able to get 24 hours power supply because of this scenario that I've explained. Is basically because of inadequacy of supply availability at a particular substation. And usually load shedding can occur at 3 stages. We could have load shedding at the primary distribution level, which is the 32 kV level, because we have customers on the 2 kV level supply. We could also have load shedding at the secondary distribution level, which is the 11 kV level, and we could also have load shedding at the tertiary distribution level, which is the 0.415 kV level. From experience, most customers hit by the load shedding are the last 2 customers, that is the customers at 415 kV level and 11 kV level, where we have at the 11 kV level where we have the injection substation. Some of the 11 kV feeders are usually put off during load shedding, just like I explained earlier on, because of inadequacy of it could be as a result of inadequacy of power supply. On some occasions it could be as having some lines faulty and you have to load shed to do some kind of load arrangement to be able to load shed temporarily, depending on when you're able to restore the lines and restore all your customers.
Thank you. Why are DISCOs not metering the customers?
The issue of metering is one of the key issues affecting the sector at the moment. As we all know, metering infrastructure is quite capital intensive. When the new owners, the private owners came on board, we expected that they are going to inject a lot of funds into the sector to be able to bridge some of this infrastructure gap that we had noticed. Little progress has been made, but the good news is that there's a lot of plan and strategy being developed by both the regulator and the distribution companies that could bring some form of respite to the sector in the nearest future. I can tell you that the CAPME program, which means a credit advance payment for metering infrastructure, introduced by the regulator. Some of the DISCOs are already implementing it, and I think the regulator is also taking it very seriously to see how this can bridge part of the gap. Other than that, some of the discos also have entered into some strategic agreement with some manufacturers, both overseas and I think also locally, for that will be able to help them bridge this nutrient gap. There's no doubt that if we are able to bridge the nutrient gap, there's going to be a lot of improvement in terms of efficiency, even in collection efficiency, and also it's going to make the customers happy because it gives the customers the opportunity to be able to monitor their consumptions. They should be able to decide what gadget or what appliance should be on at a particular time, and also be able to check what is the profile of my what is the amount of credit units that I have left on my meter. Should I continue to sleep with AC all night, or should I leave my refrigerator on while I'm off to the office? So we are hoping that with all these plans and strategy that the distribution companies are putting in place, the issue of metering, we should be making good progress in going forward.
Thank you very much, sir. So with transformers spoiling here and there, what is being done to replace the failed transformers?
I will approach this issue from two perspectives. It is not just replacing the failed transformer that is the issue we're looking at here. We also look at why our transformers failing very often, and that is a way of getting to the root of the matter. We have to look at our standards very critically. We also have to look at into our the issue of technical regulation very critically and going forward. The starting point in my own view is to make sure that we don't have substandard transformers or even power distribution equipment, rather power equipment in general in our network. And that is the first approach, that we should be able to bring down the level of failure. And of course, when failure occurs, I have to mention it's purely the onus of the distribution companies to replace failed transformer. It is not right for any distribution company to bill a customer, group of customers, or any community to pay or contribute money for replacement of transformer. Every power infrastructure belongs to the utility, and when it fails, the owner lies on them to replace the failure.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.